Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark of the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1930 French surrealist film The Age of Gold.
Et par ce document, s'accrédite la haute confiance que nous, représentants de la patrie, nous vous accordons. Nous espérons tous que vous vous rendrez dignes de cette confiance.
Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I don't let you down. If this is your first time joining me, I'm reviewing every movie in this book, The 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. This film was directed by Boone Well with input from Salvador Dali. This is the second film that I've reviewed in which these two have teamed up. The first one was a roughly 15-minute short, which was one of the first surrealist films ever made. It was called Un Chien Andalou, and I absolutely hated it, and that is because I don't understand surrealist film. Now, I said this before, I have never been to film school. I am just a regular person who's trying to watch the greatest movies ever made because I love movies, but I never learned why this would be important and why I should love this type of film. To me, it's just weird. So it is one of the first surrealist feature films ever made. It has dreamlike sequences, absurd and shocking imagery. It is anti-establishment. It critiques the Catholic Church, the aristocracy, and conventional morality, and it is about the insanities of life. It reminds me a little bit of a more recent film called Multiple Maniacs, in which that film was also kind of anti-morality, I guess, where it tried to make you feel dirty, it tried to make you feel awkward, it tried to play on your insecurities and play on the things that you hate, and I think that this movie kind of does the same thing. It's one of the earliest films that does that, and I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of this type of film. It has a very loose narrative in which a man and woman are trying to fornicate in public, and they're constantly being stalled. They're constantly being roadblocked. Things keep happening that keep them from being able to have sex with each other, and that's just all they really want to do. There are a lot of random things in this movie, which I guess is supposed to be the surrealist part, where it's just a bunch of random scenes. The dreamlike sequences are thrown in there, and the people in the movie don't react to it. They act like it's just normal going abouts. There is a gentleman, I think it's the same guy who's trying to fornicate. He ends up kicking a dog at some point because of his frustration, and he also pushes down a blind man in the street, but he's very mad at everyone, and I think it's just because he just wants to fornicate so much that he's just so frustrated that he's just like kicking dogs and pushing down blind people. And I think the same guy ends up shooting the kid and killing him because the kid played a practical joke on him. Though I don't know if it's the same guy or not because they don't tie up any loose ends, or there's no cohesiveness in this movie. It's just random things. But I think it was the same guy, but maybe it wasn't. The movie also opens up with a documentary about scorpions, which I didn't understand, but I'm sure there's some history behind that, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I didn't get it. There's a pretty cool aerial shots of the city in this movie. I don't know if this is one of the earlier films to have aerial shots like that, but that was pretty cool, the way they did that. Everything else is really weird, though. There's at one point the woman tries to perform fellatio on a statue, which is very odd. I think the problem, I can go over and over all the scenes of this movie and how random and weird that they are. When I reviewed Un Chien Andalou, I said you either appreciate the art that's going on here or you don't. I love Salvador Dali's physical art that he does, but I don't understand his dreams. I don't understand his dreamlike sequences. I don't appreciate them. I think they're weird. I think they're absurd. This is all what they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be absurd. It's supposed to be shocking. I just don't like it. I don't get it. I have no appreciation for it. I'm not a fan of it. It's not a movie that I would ever want to go revisit and watch again. I don't think this is a movie that you need to see before you die. I feel like knocks against the Catholic Church and the aristocracy and the little things that they say in this movie. Maybe it made sense to people back then, but it doesn't hold up now. I don't think any of this movie holds up. You can't just put a random person in front of this film and they're going to love it and understand what's going on. They're just not going to like it. And I know back when this movie came out, there was a lot of protest. I think it was banned in France for a while because of how shocking it was. So it was a popular movie when it came out. I mean, people went and saw it, but it's just not a movie that holds up today. I just think it's bad. I'm not a fan of it at all. And I know I'm going to get, usually when I talk bad about a movie, I put a movie down. I don't like a movie. I get a lot of thumbs downs. I get a lot of people telling me don't know what I'm talking about and that I don't understand. And you're right, I don't understand this type of movie. It's not something that makes me excited to continue doing this list, but I know there are bluer skies ahead. You can't love every movie that you watch, but I'm not a fan of this. It's just I don't have a lot to say about it. Like I said, it was only an hour long, and there's not a whole lot of plot to go over that I can think of. There is some sort of scene in the movie where a building is blown up. I think that this guy has something to do with it, but I don't really know how he has to do with it. But I think it's kind of implied at some point that the main guy has something to do with this building being blown up, but I don't know. Like, I have no idea what's going on here. I think I even liked it less than Unshin Andalou because of, like, the kid being killed, the dog being kicked. It rubs me the wrong way, and honestly, I just wish I had never watched this movie, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's a 2 out of 10, which is what I gave Unshin Andalou, but it's a lower 2 out of 10. We'll never revisit it, even if for some reason someone wants to watch it, which no one I know will ever want to watch this movie. But if for some reason someone brings it up and says, hey, let's watch that Age of Gold movie from 1930, I will tell them no. I will walk away because it's because it was Salvador Dali, and I love him as a painter. Nope, I will not. I will gladly tell them that I'm not interested. 2 out of 10, not something I would revisit. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.